President Goodluck, Jonathan.
In fact, when we were born, we were told that at independence, Nigeria, Brazil, Malaysia, Indonesia, and even India, well, we are all at the same level. That is what we are told when I was in secondary school. That is what we were told when I was in the university. Now all those countries have left us behind.
When I interviewed you 3 years ago now, in your first interview as you assumed power, you said that the main issues for the people of Nigeria are corruption and even electricity. Power you talked about. Well, today, those are still the same issues. Some 60% of the people of Nigeria don't have enough or regular power, regular electricity. There are constantly shortages and outages. 3 years later, what do you have to say about that?
I would have loved that you ask an ordinary Nigerian on the streets of Lagos, Abuja, or any other city this question about power. That is one area that Nigerians are quite pleased with the government, that our commitment to improve power is working. So if you are saying something different, I'm really surprised. That is one area that even civil society members agree that government has kept faith with its promise.
So what should I tell the people who keep contacting us and saying they hope they have electricity just to be able to watch this interview on their televisions? Clearly, it is still a big problem. Is it still a big problem despite, you say, the progress that you say you've made?
We have not got to where we should be. And of course, you know, the power infrastructure is one investment that you must complete the chain before the bulb can light. You must generate, you must transmit, you must distribute. And even if you have the money and the political will to do so, you cannot do it overnight. And we're working very hard. And I promise you that before the end of this year, power will be really reasonably stable in Nigeria. This is something that has been a problem for years.
Now, turning to West Africa, while Nigeria has been celebrating 13 years of uninterrupted civil rule, its citizens are calling on the government to make a major improvement in a vital area, the supply of electricity. In this report, Jacqueline Ogo takes a closer look at the situation.
This is a common feature in many homes and businesses in Nigeria. Everyone seriously needs electricity for their daily activities. As the government has not been able to provide it sufficiently, every Nigerian has become his own local government, as is popularly said. Private electricity generators litter every corner of every house and street. In the heart of the Lagos capital, Ikeja, is this shopping plaza where the traders had to jointly purchase a huge generator which cost them over $600 to fuel weekly for the running of their businesses. The traders say the government should hasten up to finding solutions.
No single light for getting to 1 month now. So there's nothing to write home about electricity.
It is high time. It is high time the government look for something to do about electricity.
This is the point about this presidential campaign. It is about darkness and light. Correct. We are talking about tangible achievements, and we are all keeping quiet.
A very good evening. I'm Mujima Conjola, and with me tonight is Muhammad Kudo Wakar. Good evening.
President Goodluck Jonathan says he will not contest for the presidency in 2015. The president, who is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia for the AU summit, he was speaking to Nigerians resident in Ethiopia, most of them working in the African Union and the United Nations.
President Jonathan was quoted to, while mounting the soapbox in 2011, state before northern leaders and the then BOT chairman, President Obasanjo, that he would serve a single term only. Considering pressure now being mounted on the president by the likes of Edwin Clark and other such cabal, are you of the sincere opinion that he would resist such pressure and be bound by his own words? 1. Act like a true patriot by stepping aside and enforcing the party's agreement on rotational zoning by enforcing free and fair elections?
By my upbringing and my religious belief, what will be 2015.
But my training of agitation is that we must remind people of the promises they have made, so that even when people are going to judge, they will judge based at looking at the issues as involved. Yes, I recalled. At the time he was going to declare, even the governors of PDP were brought together to ensure that we are all in the same frame of mind. And I recall that some of us said, given the circumstance of what happened, that given the PDP zoning, that we were expecting that the North, or the northern states, were to produce the president for this number of years. But God has done his own. What will happen now given the Nigerian constitution? And I recalled at that discussion, because we were to sign paper confirming, at that discussion it was agreed that President Jonathan will serve one term. And we all signed. And when he went to Kampala, he also said the same thing.
One issue, the issue that the President Jonathan said, and not only once, twice, publicly, not only in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, that he will have one term. And he said that to me, and I said that. And I believe that one of the things that is very important in the life of any man or any person is that he must be a man or a person of his word. That, to me, that is important. You must be trusted. Your word must be your bond.
The time you signed or entered into an agreement that you're going to
No, I've not signed agreement with anybody.
Was there a gentleman agreement that after
now, if I have signed agreement, they would have shown you. I didn't say, oh, Jonathan is not going to contest election, not going to contest.
You cannot vote to take Nigeria backward. No. Leave us who have debt to bury our debt.
To the whole issue of corruption, which you say you're trying to tackle. And when people look at Nigeria and see all your wealth, they say, oh my goodness, this is a country that is stealing and bleeding itself dry. Even your own minister, your Minister of Finance, has talked about, you know, just this past April, perhaps 400,000 barrels of oil a day simply being stolen, simply disappearing without any account. One of your ministers has said that the level of theft from the country, from the government, amounts to about $7 billion a year. That's still a problem, isn't it?
In fact, when you talk about crude oil stealing, yes, I agree with you. Frankly speaking, we want the international community to support Nigeria, because this stolen crude is being bought by refineries abroad. And they know the crude oil was stolen. The world must condemn what is wrong. The stolen crude is refined abroad. It's not refined in Nigeria.
President Goodluck Jonathan, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Any new procurement we are doing, whether it's for the Air Force, whether it's for the Navy, whether it's for the Army, is government to government. So there's nothing like corruption anymore. Even if we had some issues, maybe.
Monkey go chop, but baboon go walk, and baboon will chop. We don't mind if the monkey chops as well. So all of us can chop, but nobody should be left behind.
PDP! PDP! You must vote to take Nigeria to the moon.
I, Goodluck, Jonathan, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Jonathan's first assignment after being sworn in, and he's doing it with such aplomb, with such grace, in that absolutely gorgeous outfit which he's wearing. He waves to the crowd that have thronged Eagle Square today to see this historic moment.